Hi, welcome to the presentation of our paper. The title of our research is Voices of Sexual Assault Survivors, Understanding Survivors' Experiences of Interactional Breakdowns and Design Ideas for Solutions. I'm Hyungi Park from Seoul National University. I'm presenting this paper on behalf of my co-authors, Professor Jody Verlitzi and Professor Junan Lee. Even at this moment, sexual violence is occurring in every culture and society and country. According to the WHO, 1 in 3 women worldwide experiences sexual assault at least once in her lifetime. In fact, regardless of age or gender, anyone could experience sexual assault and accompanying physical attacks and digital threats. Survivors of sexual assault experience difficulties in their help-seeking process. This is because once the crime occurs, survivors are positioned to seek help by themselves, such as calling 911 and seeking information for medical support, and case reporting and proceeding with investigation and prosecution, and etc. Although researchers have invested tremendous effort in addressing the plight of survivors, existing research is still insufficient to solve the breakdowns. This is because it is mainly focused on fragmented interaction and human-human interaction, rather than taking a macroscopic socio-technical approach. Problems of fragmented interaction include breakdowns between dyadic communication pairs of survivor and doctor, survivor and officer, survivor and family, and etc. In real-world situations, survivors' help-seeking process is not just single one-time event, but consists of sequential or recurrent stages that should be completed from end to end. The recent work of Fried has delineated a journey map of holistic ecosystem in which various organizations coexist and collaborate to help survivors of intimate partner violence obtain resources. Also, another line of research has heavily focused on traditional human-human interaction within individual organizations rather than the broader ecosystem. Survivors frequently experience secondary victimization and emotional burdens while interacting with personnel. Fried more broadly examined the organizational components of the help-providing ecosystem, but missed important technical parts. To fill in these gaps, we aim to design a better socio-technical ecosystem that can resolve breakdowns in fragmented interactions and human-human interaction and the socio-technical system. We conducted in-depth interviews and participatory design sessions with South Korean survivors and professionals to identify what interactional breakdowns occur within their socio-technical ecosystem. We further investigated why such breakdowns happen and how to alleviate them through co-design sessions. As a result of thematic analysis, we found human breakdowns and technology breakdowns and other breakdowns. Human breakdowns include knowledge, disclosure, communication, and resource breakdowns. First, knowledge breakdowns occur when stakeholders, both survivors and professionals, lack information or knowledge. On the other hand, survivors sometimes do not talk or ask questions due to concerns and fears, which we call a disclosure breakdown. Often, a survivor's silence occurs regardless of whether the survivor has enough knowledge or information to ask or not. Also, participants expressed numerous experiences of communication breakdowns. For example, professionals didn't proceed with legal actions or made wrong referrals and summarized survivors' verbal reports too much, and etc. Finally, survivors often forgot to ask for information or had to give up requesting the necessary information due to their limited resources, such as mental and physical capacity, and money and time. We call it a resource breakdown. We found technology breakdowns that comprise of discovery, ease of use, transparency, function, and incompatibility breakdowns. First, discovery breakdowns occurred simply because survivors couldn't discover the technology or didn't know it exists. We found that it is nearly impossible for survivors to use important technologies unless someone suggests the technologies to them or the survivors actively search for information on the internet. Second, ease of use breakdowns occur when stakeholders find it difficult to use the technology due to a lack of cognitive capacity under extreme stress and risk. Third, we found that technological opaqueness, for instance, not knowing how technology works and its inner procedures, results in breakdowns. We call them transparency breakdowns. Fourth, survivors frequently experienced function breakdowns that include the absence of a necessary technological system or function and operational issues that occurred during the use of the technology. Survivors noted the absence of technology, such as systems that track police work, functions regarding privacy and security, and referrals, and full court decision. Finally, survivors reported that incompatibility among technological systems causes breakdowns when sharing documents and authenticated identity during registration. Other breakdowns refer to interactional failures that occur between stakeholders due to the absence of proper social and legal systems or a unified process. Our findings show that system breakdowns occur simply because there are no proper systems. The absence of such a system leads to inefficient and unpleasant situations by making survivors repetitively talk about their story when case reporting or visiting various centers multiple times. A total of 14 survivors reported that the absence of holistic processes and optimization complicated their navigation in relevant help providing organizations and technology-mediated resources. To resolve the breakdowns, survivors presented the following needs and design ideas for solutions. Survivors designed a data integration and exporting system in which various professionals who have received survivors' permission could share the survivors' reports to other relevant organizations. This system was designed to mitigate the breakdowns survivors inevitably face as they move from one organization to the next. Survivors designed a process optimization system that can inform survivors of customized routes and personalized information for relevant centers and necessary technologies. This system plays two major roles: as a blueprint of the holistic ecosystem and as a guide for the optimal route within the system. Survivors couldn't use a variety of the existing technologies simply because they were not aware that they exist. Thus, survivors designed one integrated knowledge-based system which connects and mediates and orchestrates all of the relevant existing technologies. Also, finding shows that many breakdowns occur simply because the existing technologies and organizations are not fully equipped with proper feedback or tracking system. Thus, to mitigate the breakdown, survivors designed a detailed feedback system that schedules time and matches survivors with professionals and holistically tracks a case or process. Finally, survivors envisioned a human-AI collaboration system. AI's role in the collaboration is to mitigate survivors' fears of directly talking to humans and further to progress the tasks that survivors want. Moreover, many survivors wanted the AI to not only check, but also nudge or even evaluate the professional stakeholders' work. This is a brief overview of our paper. Thank you for listening.